Hi everyone, welcome back to another analysis video. As you know, I usually do an analysis video for each episode of Higurashi Sotsu. Unfortunately today, I've been a little late uploading the videos. Next week I start school, so I gotta start studying for my physics class, so I apologize for the delays. I'll do better next time. I need to organize myself, so very sorry about that. But first things first, let's analyze this whole episode that even though they didn't give us much answers, but it was quite interesting. So the episode starts on June 12th. We see Satoko packing her stuff to move back to her old house. She of course lies to Rika that if she doesn't move back with her uncle, he's going to destroy her brother's room. She's basically using the same excuse that she used during Tatarigoroshi. Then we see Mio talking to a villager where he reveals that Tepe has returned to the village and leaves it up to her to tell Oreo. We then jump to June 13, where this is where I made some mistakes as I mixed the dates up of my notes. So I apologize for that. I better look at my notes very carefully next time. So in this day, Sadako refuses to let Tepe walk her to school. We then see Keiichi and Rena arriving late to meet Mion. As you know, Keiichi had a dream where he saw himself killing Tepe. Of course, we then see Sadako meeting up with Rika, where she tells her that she can't come to school after she finishes doing the errands her uncle asked her to. And of course, Rika arrives late to school and informs the teacher that Sadako might be arriving late. So during lunchtime, we see the club is very depressed and they learn about Tepe's return. But we then see Sadako overhearing their conversation, but before she even enters the classroom, she lightly pinches the bottom of her eyes to give the impression that she's been crying. And as you know, on this day, Sadako refuses to stay for club activities. She leaves the school, and the group learns that Sadako moved back with Tepe and began discussing about how to save Sadako. And this is where I wonder, what did Sadako do all day the hour she missed from school? And then what did she do after leaving the school pretty early? We see Sadako reaching like an isolated area, and this is where things got a little bit strange. She gets on the ground and starts rolling over and over and then jumping into the water. This took me a while to understand, like, what is she doing? Because I was just so weirded out. But then I'm like, okay, I got it. She's doing this to give the impression that she got jumped by the village. And the moment Tepe sees this, sees her, he becomes furious and Sadako manipulates him not to do anything and to stay with her. Then on the following day, June 14, Sadako doesn't come to school. Chie-sensei then learns about Tepe's return and decides to go visit Sadako first. So then we see Sadako lying about being sick and then telling Tepe that the whole school also bullies her and that her teacher does nothing about it. And this explains why Tepe was so hostile the moment Chie-sensei arrives to check on Sadako. It wasn't because he was his usual rude self like in Tatarigoroshi, it was because of Sadako's lies. After Chie-sensei returns to school, she decides to call Child Welfare Services. We then see Tepe receiving the phone call and Sadako telling the CWS that it's all a misunderstanding. Then we see the following day, June 15, Sadako meets up with Rika, where she learns that Sadako lied to the CWS much to her frustration. And this is where things get pretty interesting. As I was watching all of this drama with Sadako lying and pretending to have like a PTSD attack, Ewa states that Sadako is no longer human and has become a witch, referencing Umineko once again. At this point, I have to agree with her. Sadako is no longer Sadako. She's becoming another person. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking she's Lama Delta. Also, I found it very interesting that while Ewa is watching all of this, she's laughing in amusement. It's like everything that's happening is like the greatest movie she's ever seen, and this is how the episode ends. Even though we didn't really get much answers, there is something that was left unanswered. Like Oishi coming to the school on the 14th and asking to speak with Sadako. We still don't know the real reason why he wanted to talk to Sadako. Also, remember that I thought that Mion might not be Mion. I guess I was incorrect. It was actually Mion. It just threw me off that she started forgetting the club rules. Hopefully we get even more answers for the next episode. As you know, Keiichi gets all of his classmates to join his cause to save Sadako. Anyways, thanks for watching and I really hope to see you for the next video.